Well, meantime, an armed man ramming his car into one of the country's largest Reform synagogues in Michigan. An attack the governor is calling an anti-Semitic assault. Investigators say a security guard inside of that building firing the fatal shot that took out the attacker, likely preventing a terrifying situation from turning into something much worse. NewsNation's Mills Hayes is live in West Bloomfield Township there in Michigan. Mills, what else did we hear from the governor today?
Hi, Nicole. Well, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer said that if not for law enforcement, this attack here at this Michigan synagogue could have been much worse. It could have looked like Sandy Hook because there were more than 100 children inside when the attack happened. And we also have heard many of these officials call the security guards who put themselves in between the threat as heroes. And we're learning about the suspect, 41-year-old Ayman Ghazali. He recently lost family members in an Israeli attack on Lebanon. He's originally from there, but came to the United States in 2011 and became a naturalized citizen in 2016. Police say that Ghazali rammed his vehicle into Temple, Israel Thursday afternoon, armed with a rifle, and the temple became engulfed in flames after the crash. Ghazali was killed in a shootout with the temple security officers, and Governor Whitmer says Michigan and the country need to tone down the rhetoric. And rabbis at Temple Israel say now is not the time to be afraid.
We are a people that don't back down in the face of violence and threats and weapons. We are a people who love community and peace and being together and working for the betterment of the world around us. And so in these moments, we join together and we show up for each other. We sing louder. We wear our Jewish stars with pride, and no terrorist act is going to keep us from our community.
One rabbi who was inside when the attack happened said that the moments were terrifying and horrible. And tonight, Shabbat services are expected to continue here at Temple Israel, but there will be private security as well as local and federal law enforcement at the ready, Nicole.
And Mills, talk more about the threat of terror attacks and violence here in the U.S.
Right. Well, the FBI is also investigating other potential terror attacks. We know about those attacks that happened in New York City last weekend, as well as that attack at an Austin bar about 2 weeks ago now. They are being investigated as potential terror attacks. And Republican lawmakers have been sounding the alarm for more than a week that with this partial government shutdown, it could limit the Department of Homeland Security's ability to respond to these kinds of terror threats. And Democratic Senator from Michigan, Elisa Slotkin, even talked about DHS funding when she addressed this attack earlier today, saying that DHS needs to be funded and that ICE needs to be a separate conversation. And we know that synagogues across the country and across the world have been on heightened alert and have also increased security following the beginning of that conflict in the Middle East just 2 weeks ago, Nicole.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.